Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be giving you a brief introduction about how to work with images in Python. To learn about how to work with images in Python, first let's learn about how images are stored in a computer. We all know that under the hood, everything is zeros and ones in computer. So, there has to be some way to represent images in zeros and ones. Suppose you take an image of Abraham Lincoln and you zoom in to an extent till you reach like this, where you see squares of colors. So what does each square represents? Each square represents a color, and the intensity of the color in these squares can be represented by a value. These values are called pixels. An image is actually a large grid of pixels, and these boxes are called pixels, and each pixel has a certain numerical value which is associated with the intensity of the color, 0 being black and 255 being white. So the colors in between it represent the range of the intensity. So if you take an image under the hood, it is stored like a large grid of numbers, and these numbers can be converted into binary where it is represented as zeros and ones. This is how images are stored in computer. Now let me also show you a different image to understand the other aspect. So the Abraham Lincoln image that we took is a black and white image, but the images you take in your mobile are color images, and every color can be represented in 3 channels R, G, B. So when you click an image, there will be 3 grids, and each grid represents the intensity of value of a particular color. So any image can be represented with RGB, red, green and blue. So when you take an image, it will have 3 channels RGB, and each grid of the particular color will represent the intensity of that color. So if this grid is of red intensity value, 11 will be the least red and 255 will be the brightest red. We also know that images are saved in different formats. Some formats are JPEG, PNG and JPG. Now, as we understood about how computer stores an image, now let's start working with images in Python. There are 3 main libraries that people generally use in Python to process images. One is OpenCV, the other one is scikit-image, and the other one is Pillow. I'll give you the pip install command which you can use to install these libraries. So you go to your terminal and write pip install the library name. This is the command that you can use to install OpenCV. This is the command that you use to install scikit-image, and this is the command that you use to install the Pillow library. Let me show you how to install a library. So you go to the terminal, write pip install Pillow. I already have the library, so it says requirement already satisfied. If you don't have that library, it will install it. Now let's learn about how to read an image in these three libraries and print the image. First, let's start with OpenCV. The image that we will be using is the image of this girl, and the image name is Lena.png. First, let's import OpenCV. The module is named CV2 in Python. Let's also import Matplotlib to display the images. And let's import the NumPy library to see the numbers, pixel values of the images. So you click either Shift Enter or the run command to run this lines of code. Let's create a variable called image and use the function imread from the OpenCV library. Now let's pass the name of the image. Let's use Matplotlib library to print the image. Here the image is getting printed, but you might wonder why is this image is in different color than the original image. You will know what is the reason behind it in the next video, and you will also know how to convert the images back to its original color. Now let's use the pillow library to open and print image. Pillow library is actually named as PIL in Python. So we will be importing PIL, and from PIL we will be importing the image function. This image function is used to open the image. I will be creating a variable called img, and I will be using the image function, and from it I will use the open command and pass the name of the image. Let's use the Matplotlib library to print the image. We can see that the image is getting outputted. Now let's use the scikit image library to open image. So first we import skimage, which is the name of scikit image library, and from skimage we'll be importing io, which will be used to open images. Let's create a variable called img_sk, and let's use the imread function from the io and pass the image into it. We'll be passing the name of the image into it. Now we'll use the Matplotlib library to print the image. We can see that the same image is getting outputted. I hope you understood about how computer stores images and how to open and print images with some libraries in Python. See you again in the next video.